Poland has one of the wildest history in Europe. This is a country that went from being one of the largest powers on the continent to literally disappearing off the map for over 100 years. Most countries would probably give up after that. Poland did not. Over the centuries, Poland fought crusaders, survived invasions, battled empires, and somehow developed a national strategy based entirely around refusing to stay dead. At its peak, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was massive, a powerhouse stretching across huge parts of Eastern Europe. Then its neighbors looked at Poland and essentially said, counterpoint, what if we stole all of it? And unfortunately for Poland, they actually did. But even after being partitioned by Russia, Prussia, and Austria, the Polish people kept fighting, rebelling, and reminding Europe they still existed whether anyone liked it or not. Then came World War II, where Poland got attacked from both sides because history apparently enjoys bullying Poland specifically. Yet through invasions, occupations, uprisings, and enough suffering to break most nations, Poland endured. Also at one point they had cavalry with giant wings attached to their armor charging into battle, which automatically makes their history at least 40% cooler than everyone else's. So today we're diving into the complete history of Poland, the rise of a kingdom, the fall of a nation, and the country that mastered the art of surviving impossible odds. So after World War II, Poland basically had to rebuild everything from scratch. Again, the country came out of the war destroyed, occupied, and politically controlled by the Soviet Union. In simple terms, Poland was independent, but with extra steps. During this time, Poland became a communist state under heavy Soviet influence. That meant the government controlled most things: the economy, industry, and probably even how much happiness you were allowed to have per day. But even under strict control, the Polish people didn't exactly sit quietly. Protests started forming, resistance grew, and people kept pushing back against the system. Because at this point, it feels like Poland's national hobby is just, what if we didn't accept this situation? Fast forward to the 1980s, and things really started heating up. A movement called Solidarity formed, a massive labor union that turned into a nationwide resistance against communist rule. It was led by figures like Lech Wałęsa, who went from electrician to basically leading a political revolution. And yes, that is the most Poland character arc imaginable. Strikes spread across the country, the government started losing control, and suddenly Poland was once again doing what it does best, refusing to stay under anyone's control for long. By 1989, communism in Poland collapsed peacefully compared to many other countries. The system basically looked at Poland and said, yeah, we're done here. Poland became a democratic country again, and for the first time in decades, it was fully independent. But the story doesn't end there, because modern Poland is still very much Poland. Today, Poland is part of the European Union, has a growing economy, and is one of the most important countries in Eastern Europe. It's developed modern cities, strong industries, and a military that's actually getting a lot more attention recently. But culturally, Poland still carries that same energy from its entire history. Extremely resilient, very proud, slightly chaotic in the best way, and absolutely unwilling to disappear no matter what happens. Even now, Polish identity is strongly tied to survival. This is a country that has been invaded, erased, rebuilt, occupied, freed, and re-established so many times that at this point it feels like it's speed-running history on hard mode. And yet somehow, it keeps winning. So when you look at Poland's story, it's not just a history of wars and borders changing. It's a story about a nation that refused to be erased, a country that got deleted from the map and still came back more than once, which honestly might make Poland one of the most stubborn countries in human history. And that is exactly why its history is so insane, because no matter what happened, Poland always found a way to return.